So we talked about 4D and all. Before just ending, I have my team. They just wanted 10 minutes, Rama, just to say that we want to go for 4D, but if our 3D is not good, then how we'll achieve 4D? So they have something to share. They'll not take more than 10 minutes. And that is kind of, you can take this as a teaser kind of a thing, because our next conference will be all about achieving the entire 3D part in a better manner. So it is like we are going backwards as well. Many places it happens that 3D model is not good, but we are trying to achieve 4D or 5D. So over to Rama and I just missed out the name, Ritik. Just please join in, guys.
Hi everyone, myself is Rama Krishna. I am a product sales engineer who is mainly dealing with Bentley Systems for infrastructure products, road, rail, bridge, and a bit more into the reality modeling as well. I'm basically a structural engineer from background. I did my master's in structural engineering. Then I slowly work with a few consultants, and then I moved to techno-commercial sales. I have my colleague, Mr. Rutik, as well on similar lines. He is also a structural engineer, and we are on the same team who is looking into infrastructure product line. So to start with, like, this 6-slide presentation is a brief about what Bentley has come up in this year, particularly from February 20th. Mainly like 3D digital delivery of infrastructure projects. So unless until you have your 3D models right, you wouldn't be able to take further actions during the design phases, right? So how to do it, and how do we compare with our traditional project life cycle? I'll quickly take you through that. So most of our construction teams or design teams, we work in silos. Like a planning stage has a separate team, and surveying is a separate team, design is a separate team, layout, execution, inspection, and maintenance, all these are separate teams, and the data transfer between these teams is just a 2D drawing and an Excel sheet or a Word file, if I'm not wrong. So always everybody starts with a 2D drawing, and they start building their 2D or 3D models, and they take it this further. So there is certain amount of accuracy error or data loss or whatever so. And there is a huge amount of risk involved while you're going to the construction stage. Because like we are not investing much of time at the initial stages, right? And everybody is working in a silo. So how does it compare? What are we exactly doing and what we need to do? If you see, most of us would say we are doing 3D modeling, 3D modeling, 3D modeling. We hear that word a lot, but we are just doing the 3D visualization, which is shown in the left side bottom. But what if we have models which are worth having, where you can do the conflict resolution, and you can have all the asserts built into the one single model. Like towards the right side bottom, you might be seeing a model where a tunnel and a bridge at the top and existing asserts along with piles and foundations are shown, right? So what if you do have such a kind of model? I'll give you a brief example which I was discussing with a few of the people, where in Chennai main station, there are the Chennai main station building, railway station building is pretty old, and there is a tunnel construction work which is going on underneath the road beside it. The construction methodology would have a lot of effect on the existing structures that needs to be analyzed and designed. What people do is like they just take it like a, what do you call, they consider it this is a 2D problem, and they take out their drawings, and for tunneling they do a 2D analysis, and for the existing buildings, how much amount of blast loading or whatever the, what do you call, excavation techniques would put a displacement or deflection into the existing structures. So it doesn't care about it. So what if all these models are together, and you take one model from one product line to another product line and do an analysis? Isn't that a great thing to do? And of course, while you're going to the construction phase, you would require a detailing of fabrication and bar bending schedules, which we usually outsource as engineers and designers, and we just give it on to a third party to do that work. So these are the various levels of 3D model developments which are there. Like we call it like a level of development 100, 200, 300, and some people mention 350, and after that 400, 500. Like whatever we start as a basic planning engineer, we do the conceptual design, then the schematic design moves into picture, detailed design. Construction documentation is like what we were discussing, like passing on the document from one person to another, how it is done. So all these phases have been named in this manner, and everybody is assigned with a particular work job description. And where does Bentley come in this phase? Because like, if you see, this entire process or the workflow, all the Bentley products can be fit perfectly. If you see, if you have an existing site conditions, and all the speakers who were speaking earlier, they were telling about LiDAR survey data or drone data or photogrammetric data. How do you process the data? Or you have a point cloud data, how do you process the data? We have a tool known as context capture or reality modeling worksuite. And during the conceptualization stage, some people were discussing about optioneering. Like, can I have not one option, can I have two options or three options? In road projects, we would require like an optioneering, right? So alignment 1, alignment 2, alignment 3. So how to do that optioneering? That can be done using conceptual modeling. And to carry out your detailed designs, we have something known as Open Road Designer. For bridges, for bridge detailed analysis and design, we have something known as Open Bridge Designer, where an add-on tool known as Pro Structure can be added to generate bar bending schedules, like the detailed drawings along with the bar bending schedules. Then these same models can be taken to Plaxis to do a soil structure interaction. Or if you have a borehole data and if you wanted to build the soil layers, how to do such a kind of analysis, that can be done in GINT, and a detailed FEM analysis can be done in Plaxis. All these models put together, how do you put together? For that, to carry out a design review, we have something known as Digital iTwin, where you can bring data from all, not only Bentley products, you can bring data from any product line. Like you can bring it from AutoCAD or whatever. So you name a product line, you bring it in IFC, and you can review those models with our Digital iTwin. And if you wanted to do some video rendering, like people were discussing like buildings or bridges or whatever, so if you wanted to do a video rendering, again we outsource this work. Usually as an engineer, because like we don't have a product line and we outsource that work, that can be done using Luminati. Then comes the construction management, like a 4D and 5D, which people were discussing for the past 3 years, which can be done excellently in Synchro 4D. Apart from this previous process, whatever the 3D process which is there, without that as well, you can carry out the entire work in Synchro 4D. If you have this 3D process as well, wouldn't that be great? So, and people were asking like, how do I transfer data from one department to another, or digital signatures? I might not be the right person to answer that, but to handle data between all these product lines, we need a common data environment. Whether it's a model, whether it's a drawing, or whatever documentation it is, like it's a Word file or it's a PDF file. For that, we have something known as ProjectWise, where you can transfer data from either contractor or a design consultant or a PMC or a site engineer. So everybody has got assigned roles to them, and they can do the data transfer, and they have certain kind of authorities, which can be easily done using ProjectWise. So quickly, we have shown all these product lines, and what if all these product lines are been given as a bundle? That is a civil worksuite, which has been released in February 2020, and we'll be talking more about this civil bundling in the coming 6 months across various cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Kolkata and Bangalore. So if your teams do have anything related into infrastructure works, we can definitely help you out. So civil worksuite consists of 9 product lines, and I'll show you a bit on 3 workflows quickly, how these 9 product lines will help you with 3 workflows. First workflow is like if you're having a road widening projects or intersection projects, there are 5 stages: acquire the data, plan, design, analysis, and deliver. So while acquiring the data, you have the point cloud data or photogrammetric data or LiDAR data. You take all those data, you can process that data using context capture or reality modeling worksuite, where you can build 3D mesh models. Means like you have a visual of a 3D mesh model or a terrain model, how does it look like? Then comes the next phase, like optioneering. Like this concept station, what we were talking about here, it has got only 9 options, where you can do all the optioneering like very quick lines, like 3 to 4 options. You can prepare it like in terms of an alignment or whatever, so intersection design or whatever so it is. Then comes the design, analysis, and deliver. For that, during the design phase, we have something known as Open Road Designer, And for video rendering, we have something known as Luminati. And for highway side drainage, we have something known as OpenFlow Civil Storm. I can discuss in detail about each and every product line if anybody is interested in looking more into infrastructure works. Similarly, we have a workflow which is built with all those 9 product lines for bridges as well. Only thing is the first 2 stages are one and the same. The third stage is like an open bridge designer, where you carry out the detailed design of your bridges. You bring your road alignment from open roads or open road conceptualization, you take it to bridges. At the exact chain edges, you can build a 3D model of a bridge, and you can take the same model internally for analysis and design. And we have an add-on tool known as ProStructure, which is mentioned towards the end, where you can take the entire 3D model from Open Bridge Designer, take it to ProStructure, put your 3D reinforcement bars, and generate a bar bending schedule, which is usually done in a different product line, or a AutoCAD or a CAD ZARC. We usually call it as CAD ZARC, if I'm not wrong. So people do all this works in silos. What if you have a complete workflow? Wouldn't that be great? That is what we are going to discuss in the coming 6 months with all the consultants and contractors across the country. So similarly for tunnels. So the first 2 phases are one and the same. Only the middle phase, where the tunnel construction methodology, whether it's a blast tunneling or cut and cover tunneling or various construction phases which are there in tunneling, that can be simulated in Open Tunnel Designer. This same model can be taken to Plaxis, where you can put a soil continuum, do the Plaxis analysis and design. And similarly, as we were discussing about ProStructure, it's mainly a detailing product line. And for drainage design, we have something known as OpenFlow Civil Storm. So all these 3 workflows of various departments put together in one single company of a large size construction company, that is the base where they build in the 3D digital assets within the company. Because like for a bridge of a cable stayed or extra dose bridges, we invest. I'll give you the final example. If you have a cable stayed bridge, the construction cost would be somewhere around 6,000 to 7,000 crores. And to manage that asset post construction, it would cost somewhere around 20,000 to 25,000 crores. Would you believe that? Unless until we have a proper asset which has been built in terms of a digital platform, you wouldn't be able to manage or operate or maintain that asset. So with the scale of works which we are doing in India, it is always very important to have the digital print of all these works. So that is what the main agenda of this 10 minutes presentation. I think I could conclude it in 10 minutes. So thank you everyone. If you have got any queries, you can reach me. I think I have passed on my card to some of the people who are interested with the road infra. Yeah. Any queries?
All right. Thanks, Rama. Queries we are parking it out for the next session.
Yeah.
So there we'll have detailed discussion and we'll discuss on the queries part. See, anyhow, people are also hungry as well. It's almost 2. But look at the planning. We started 1 hour late and ended up half an hour late only. So we are able to cover the 30 minutes. And please, thank you guys for your support throughout. And you can see the planning we are doing. Anyhow, we are able to save at least half an hour. So just facilitating out, Syed, just please facilitate Rama and all. So not take much time. We'll just be winding up in 2 more minutes. Thank you. And thank you all, the lovely audience.